Welcome back, Forester Dragons. You are going to be working on your new project. Normally I would do something different with y'all learning fibers, but virtual learning is a little different, so we're going to use what we have. We're going to learn how to create rhythm and movement in our artwork. Rhythm is created by repeating. In this case, we're going to repeat paper lines to create a web. If you look under your video today, you'll see a document that shows all sorts of different images of webs and spiders. So we're going to create a web. I'm sorry, my son is being very noisy out there. I keep having to pause it. So we're going to do this by overlapping strips of paper and learning how to connect them and overlap them and create that rhythm by repeating. It will create a movement to our artwork where your eye follows the web lines. Okay, and then next time we'll be creating our spiders, and I've provided some pictures of spiders. Spiders, also arachnids, have 8 legs, whereas insects have 6. Spiders also have 2 parts of their body instead of 3 like an insect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I want you to do is find some old magazines or paper. On this one, it was an old book fair advertisement that I just cut long strips out of. So I went and found things that come in the mail. So let's see, right here is a home magazine, I guess, like advertisements. And I'm just going to start cutting some strips like this. I'm just going to keep cutting them all the way up like this. And I can cut some of them in half if I need to. I'm just cutting a bunch right now. And you can use anything you want, but you want it to be not white. So if all you have is white paper, then maybe you should color it first. You can color it with your markers or crayons and then cut it. But I think this is enough. And then I'm going to set it to the side. I'm going to take 2 papers and I am going to glue them together. So let me get my 2 papers. Okay, I am going to, let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take it vertically, so long ways, and I'm going to put a glue line going up and down, and then I'm going to glue it with the other paper. Okay. Now, you can make your web any way you want. You can make it in the center of this. You can make it spread out all over the top. You can do it like I did, which was starting from one corner. When you look at your pictures I gave you in the document, you're going to see a bunch of different ways to make a web. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start using these strips and laying them out in a way that I can utilize them. I'm still going to do my corner web. So I'm going to lay them out coming from this corner. Okay, let's start with one up here at the top, and I'm spreading them out. And I can extend them by just tearing a small piece and adding it. And I'm overlapping, and I'm creating rhythm by repeating. So I'm going to tear this paper, and then I'm going to tear another piece and add it like this. I might add a piece like this. Okay, sorry. It's never quiet wherever I am. So, okay. So I'm going to just keep overlapping, creating my own kind of web. I can extend to the corners by just tearing a piece and making my web even longer. Okay. You don't have to have perfect edges because, you know, it's more interesting when it's not perfect. Okay, so I'm just tearing and gluing. Oh, well, I'm not gluing yet. I'm kind of mapping it out. But you will have to glue this. So if it's easier for you to glue as you go, then you can go ahead and do that. I like to play around with it. So I'm just kind of plotting it out right now. Okay. Okay, I better start gluing because I'm knocking pieces off. Okay. So the next step, after you kind of map out what you want to do, and like I said, you can glue as you go. I'm going to push all my strips off now. And I am going to start to glue my web, creating my rhythm. Remember, rhythm is created by repeating. It is also a principle of art, a principle of design. Rhythm and movement. Now remember, our principles and elements of art, they are puzzle pieces. They are how we put things together to make them interesting. So by repeating, by creating that rhythm and that movement, it creates interest. It makes us want to look at the picture and follow the movement of the web to creates like a sense of harmony, unity when we repeat elements. Okay, so I'm just gluing, and it's probably not going to be exactly the way I had it before, but that's okay, because whatever we make will be beautiful. So I'm going to keep on gluing. I am sorry, my son is being so noisy out there. He's playing the game. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. And remember how I extended. So I've got my main lines, which is kind of like when you're weaving, it's your warp. And then I'm going to intermix my weft lines, the lines that are going to go through it. In actual web, there are certain threads that are sticky and certain threads that are not for a spider. And the spider knows which threads to walk on so they don't get stuck. They're very smart. So I am just extending because I want a really big web. So here we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a little piece here. And there we go. Now I'm going to start to cross across. I want to start really high up here. So I'm going to start right here. And then I'm creating this weft to create my web. Okay. And I'm going to put some glue. And I'm going to keep going. So here we go. Okay. So here we go. And I am okay. I paused it for a minute and I was playing around with it. But I'm going to continue to glue across, making this web, creating my rhythm, my repeating lines. And I know I want a line here, and a line here, and I want a line here. So I'm going to find strips to put on there. Okay. And then I need one more here. I don't want that one. Let's see. Okay. So I have now created a giant web. And I hope y'all had fun. It's got the start of learning how to weave, the warp and the weft, because that's what spiders do. They create a woven web. I hope you have fun, and I will see you next time. Remember, you created rhythm by repeating and movement by following the line. Bye, Forester Dragons.